Good morning all. Welcome to another lecture series of hydrology. In today's lecture, we are going to talk about the numericals about calculating or estimating the average precipitation over an area. We had learned that there are three methods to calculate the average precipitation. One is the arithmetic mean method, other is the Thiessen polygon method, and the third is the isohyttal method. So in today's class, we will be discussing about all the three uh, methods, and we will be doing numericals on these methods. Okay. So this is the first numerical you can see on the board. Find the average rainfall for a rectangular area ABCD having AB equal to 10 kilometer, BC equal to 5 kilometer. Okay, this is a rectangular area ABCD and AB is equal to 10, BC is equal to 5 kilometer. The rainfall recorded at four corners are A 10 centimeter, B 12 centimeter, C 15 centimeter and D 11 centimeter. Find average rainfall by arithmetic mean method and Thiessen polygon method. So you have to find the average rainfall or the average precipitation by these two methods, the arithmetic mean and the Thiessen polygon method. So how to proceed in this problem? See, first of all, there is a rectangular area ABCD. This is the rectangular area A, B, C, D. Okay, and AB is of 10 kilometer. The length of AB is 10 kilometer and length of BC is 5 kilometer. Similarly, CD will also be 10 kilometer and AD will also be 5 kilometer because it is a rectangle. Now, what is mentioned in the problem? The rainfall recorded at four corners A, B, C, D. At A it is 10 centimeter. At B it is 12 centimeter. At C it is 15 centimeter. And at D 11 centimeter. Okay, all rainfall values are in centimeters. So what you have to find? You have to find the average rainfall by arithmetic mean method. You have to find the average rainfall by arithmetic mean method. So first we have to solve this by using the arithmetic mean method. So first, when we use the arithmetic mean method, how to solve it using this method? The basic formula for arithmetic mean method was P bar. What is P bar? It is the average precipitation. Okay, we denote P bar as average precipitation. Now, in this case, the average precipitation will be given by how many rain gauges are there? There are 4 rain gauges at each corner of the rectangle. So there are 4 number of rain gauges. So the formula will be P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4 whole divided by N. Now here P1, P2, P3, P4 are the values of precipitation. These are mentioned here. Okay. So we can directly substitute the values as P1 is suppose 10, P2 is 12, 15, 11. So this value divided by N. What is N? N is the number of rain gauges. So how many rain gauges stations are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this N will be equal to 4. How much this value comes out to? This value comes out to 12 centimeter. This comes out to 12 centimeter. Simple. This was using arithmetic mean method. Now, using the Thiessen polygon method. Now, what is the formula according to Thiessen polygon method? I had told you that the formula, in that you have to include the area as well. Now, if you need to find out the precipitation using the Thiessen polygon method, consider this area. This is what? This is a rectangular area. Now, in this rectangular area, you have to bisect this with the help of perpendicular bisectors. Okay. So, how this is bisected? This is bisected. Suppose this line is bisected like this, and this line is bisected in this fashion. So what will be the influence area for station A? Influence area for station A will be this particular area. Influence area for station B will be this area. Influence area for station C, this area. And for station D, this area. Okay. So according to the Thiessen polygon method, the average precipitation will be given as P1A1 plus P2A2 plus P3A3 plus P4A4 whole divided by the total area of the catchment. This total area of the catchment. Now, we need to find the areas A1, A2, A3 and A4. We know the values of P1, P2, P3, P4. So we need to calculate A1, A2, A3 and A4. How are we supposed to calculate that? See, it is very easy. This is the portion A1. This is portion A2. This is A3. And this is A4. Now, if you look at the figure, all A1, A2, A3 and A4 will be same only. All the values of area will be same. So, A1, to calculate A1, this is the rectangular portion. Full AB is 10 km. So, here to here it will be 5 km. Full AD it is 5 km. So, here to here it will be 2.5 km. So what will be the area of A1? A1 will be equal to 5 into 2.5. So A1 comes out to 12.5 kilometer square. Similarly, A2 will be also 12.5, A3, A4 both will be 12.5 only. And this capital A, that is the total area. What will be the total area of the rectangle? This length is 10 km and this width is 5 km. So total area will be 10 into 5, 50 square kilometer. 10 into 5, 50 square kilometer. So just simply substituting the values, what you will get? 10 into 12.5 plus 12 into 12.5 plus 15 into 12.5 plus 11 into 12.5 whole divided by 50 whole divided by 50. So how much this value comes out to? This again comes out to 12 centimeter. This value again comes out to 12 centimeter. Now moving on to the next numerical. I'll read it out. A basin consists of 6 stations as shown in figure. Find the mean precipitation for the area by Thiessen polygon method. And this area is shown. Now in this case, a basin, it is written a basin. Now basin means a catchment area or a drainage basin. It means one and the same thing. Okay. So this figure is given. Now what is given in this figure? This is a square portion. And this is an equilateral triangle. Okay. A square portion and an equilateral triangle. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see there are 6 number of rain gauge stations. And the precipitation value is also mentioned at each stations. Okay. Now what is the length of the square portion? It is 4 kilometer by 4 kilometer. And length of equilateral triangle is also 4 kilometers. I mean the sides of equilateral triangle are also 4 kilometers. So you have to find the mean precipitation for this area by Thiessen polygon method. Okay. See, all the stations are at the corners of the basin. You can see at corner 1, the average, the precipitation is 4.8 centimeter. At corner 2, it is 13 centimeter. This is 13 centimeter. At corner 3, it is 8 centimeter. At corner 4, it is 5.4 centimeter. At corner 5, it is 3.2 centimeter. And one station is present at the center of the square. This station is present at the center of the square. And this is station 6. And the value of precipitation here is 9.4 centimeter. So you have to find this by Thiessen polygon method. Now, as I had told you before, you have to mark perpendicular bisectors to the sides of this area. Now, if you need to mark the perpendicular bisector of this triangle, how you will mark? We know that the perpendicular bisectors of a triangle meet at one point. Okay, meet at its center. So this will be one perpendicular bisector of this side. This will be the other. And this will be the third perpendicular bisector. Okay, so in this way, we bisected this equilateral triangle. Now, when we bisect this equilateral triangle by perpendicular bisectors, this area, and this area, all three areas will be similar, isn't it? All three areas will be equal. So, suppose this area will be equal to this area, and this area will be equal to this area. All the three areas will be equal. Now, again there is a station at the center over here. How to find the influence areas? Because we have to solve this using Thiessen polygon method. So we will have to find the influence areas. So in this case, we will have to divide it like this. Okay, we divided it like this. So we got influence area for each station, for all the 6 stations. Now from the figure, we divided into polygons. Each station has been divided, the surrounding area of each station has been divided into polygons. Now this is station 1. So this is the influence area for station 1. Okay, this is station 2. So influence area for station 2 is this. Station 3. Influence area for station 3 is this. For station 4, this is the influence area. For station 5, this is the influence area. And for station 6, this particular portion will be the influence area for station 6. Now, you know the values of precipitation of each station and you know the influence area. You just need to calculate the influence area values, the surrounding area of each station. Now, if we need to find the area of station 1, how will we find that out? Now, to find that, first we need to consider this square and this triangle portion. Now for station 1, this is the influence area for station 1. Okay. Now if we consider this equilateral triangle, what are the sides of the equilateral triangle? It is 4 kilometers. We need to find the area of this equilateral triangle. Now if we drop a perpendicular like this to this side, so it will be divided into two equal parts of length 2 kilometer and 2 kilometer length. Can we not find the height of this line or the length of this line? Suppose the height of this line is h. Suppose the height of this line is h. So what will be the value of h? We can use the Pythagoras theorem. So according to Pythagoras theorem, h will be equal to under root of 4 square minus 2 square. H will be equal to under root of 4 square minus 2 square. That comes out to 3.464 kilometer. Okay, this value comes out to 3.464 kilometer. Now, why did we find h? To calculate the area of this triangle. So, area of triangle will be what? Area of triangle will be half base into height. Area of this triangle will be half base. What is the value of base? Base is 4 kilometer. And height is h. That is 3.464. So how much is the area? Area comes out to 6.93 square kilometer approximately. Area comes out to 6.93. Now, this area is divided into 3 equal portions. This is one area, this is the other area, and this is the third area. Okay, so this much portion will be how much? This will be 1/3 of the total area of the triangle, 1/3 of the total area. So this much portion will be equal to 6.93 divided by 3. This much portion is 6.93 divided by 3. Okay, and that comes out to 2.31 square kilometer. That comes out to 2.31 square kilometer. Okay, so this much area, it is of 2.31. This is also 2.31 and this is also 2.31. Now we need to find the area of this triangle, this right angle triangle. This is also simple because this total length is how much? 4 kilometer. So this length will be 2 kilometer and this length will also be 2 kilometer. So this is base and this is height. So we can find the area of this triangle directly. The area of this triangle will be half, base is 2, height is also 2. So this comes out to 2 square kilometer. So this triangle, area of this triangle is 2 kilometer square. So what is the total influence area for station 1? It will be 2.31 plus 2. That is equal to 4.31. Now, next, for station 2, this is station 2. What will be the area for station 2? Area for station 2 will be similar to the right angle triangle. Again, it will be 2 square kilometer because here it was 2. So this will also be 2. Now, area for this station 3. This will also be 2 square kilometer. Okay, for area for station 3 will also be 2 square kilometer. Now, area for station 4. This is station 4. Station 4, the influence area is given by this. So here this area is 2.31 and this area is 2. So the total influence area will be how much? 4.31. That will come out to 4.31. For station 5, this is station 5. Influence area is this. So this area is given as 2.31. Okay, it is directly given as 2.31. And then finally for station 6, which is at the center of the square, of this square, influence area is given by this. This is nothing but it is also a square only. Okay. So do we know the side of the square? We don't know, but we can calculate. If we know the side of the square, then easily we can calculate the area. See, this side is 2 kilometer and this side is also 2 kilometer. This will become the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. What will be the value of the hypotenuse? Value of the hypotenuse, will be equal to under root of 2 square plus 2 square. Under root of 2 square plus 2 square. That comes out to how much? 4 plus 4, 16. So this comes out to root 16. So this comes out to 4. Sorry, 4 plus 4 is 8, root 8. Okay, 4 plus 4 is root 8. So hypotenuse comes out to root 8. Means this length is equal to root 8 kilometer. So what will be the area of the square? This is the side of the square. Area of the square will be root 8 multiplied by root 8. This is area of square. So it comes out to 8 square centimeter. Area of the square comes out to 8 square centimeter. Okay, so we can plot it in a table. Now, first column will be the station. Second column is the rainfall, and in this case, rainfall was in centimeters. Okay. Next is area, and area was in square kilometer. Area was in square kilometer. So there were 6 number of stations: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 6 stations. Now, rainfall values at each station are also given there. At station 1, it is 4.8. At station 2, it is 13. At station 3, it is 8. At station 4, 5.4. At station 5, 3.2. At station 6, 9.4. Okay, so these are the values of rainfall at each particular station. Now area also we calculated. Area for station 1 was how much? This is area for station 1. This came out to 4.31. For station 2 it was 2. For station 3 it was 2. For station 4 again it was 4.31. For station 5 it was 2.31. And for station 6 it was 8. Okay, so we directly mention the areas. For 4.8 for station 1, the area was 4.31. For station 2, the area was 2. For station 3, the area was again 2. For station 4, the area came out to 4.31. For station 5, it was 2.31. And for station 6, it came out to 8 square kilometer. Okay. So if we add up all the area values, we will get this as 22.93 square kilometer. We get this value as 22.93 square kilometer. Okay. Now, according to the Thiessen polygon method, the average precipitation is given by one by A summation I equal to 1 to n Pi multiplied by Ai. Pi multiplied by Ai. So in this case, the value of n is how much? N is equal to 6. Okay, so we can directly write it here that n is equal to 6. So what will be the formula then? It will be P1A1 plus P2A2 plus P3A3 plus P4A4 plus P5A5 plus P6A6 whole divided by total area A. Now we just have to substitute these values. When we substitute the values, what we get? P1 is this and A1 is this. So it will be 4.8 multiplied by 4.31 plus 13 multiplied by 2 plus 8 multiplied by 2. 8 multiplied by 2 plus 5.4 multiplied by 4.31. 5.4 multiplied by 4.31 plus 3.2 multiplied by 2.31 plus 9.4 multiplied by 8, and this whole value will be divided by what? Will be divided by the total area, that is equal to 22.93. 22.93, and this value of average precipitation comes out to approximately 7.35 centimeter. It comes out to approximately 7.35 centimeter. Now, next problem that we are going to solve is this given on the board. The isoheights for annual rainfall over a catchment were drawn. The areas of strips between the isoheights are indicated. Find the depth of annual precipitation over the basin. This table is given to you. In the first column there is the isoheight that is provided. It is in centimeters. And in the second column, area is provided in square kilometers. The values of isoheight are given like this, and areas are also mentioned over here. So how are these done? See, suppose this is the area. Okay. Now these are the isoheights. Okay, these are the isoheights. Now, suppose this is having precipitation of 75 throughout its length, throughout this contour. This is having precipitation of 85. This is having precipitation of 95. Here there is 105. Here it is 115. Here it is 135. And here it is 155. Okay, so suppose it ends like this. So this is the area that is given, and this is the catchment. This is the isoheights that is mentioned over here. Now, according to the table, the area between 75 to 85 is this portion. So area between 75 to 85 isoheight is 580. Area between 80 to 95 isoheight is 2960. Similarly, area between 95 to 105 isoheight is 2850. This one. And area between 105 to 115 it is 1000. Area between 115 to 135 is 610. And area between 135 to 155 is 160. So what we'll have to do, in order to find out the average precipitation, we will have to calculate the average isoheight. Okay, so we will be making a column over here, average isoheight values. Now average isoheight will be what? Average of these two, that is 75 plus 85 whole divided by 2. 75 plus 85 whole divided by 2. That comes out to 80. Similarly, average of this, it will be 85 plus 95 by 2. This comes out to 90. Average of this, it will be 95 plus 105 by 2. This comes out to 100. This value comes out to 100. Then 105 plus 115 by 2. This comes out to 110. Next, 115 plus 135 by 2. How much this value comes out to? This comes out to 125. And last, 135 plus 155 divided by 2. It comes out to 145. Okay, so these are the values of average iso height. Now simply you have to multiply this value of average iso height with this area. That will be our next column. So suppose this is column number 1, this is column number 2, this is column number 3. So this column number 4 will be equal to column 2 multiplied by column 3. Column 2 multiplied by column 3. So simply this multiplied by this multiplied by this. Okay, so first it will be 580 into 80. 580 into 80 comes out to 46400. Then 2960 into 90. This comes out to 266,400. Then 2850 into 100. It comes out to 285000. Then 1000 into 110. How much it comes out to? 110000. Then 610 into 125. This value comes out to 76250. And 160 into 145. This comes out to 23,200. 23,200. Now, in order to find out the average precipitation, you will have to calculate total sum of the area as well. So 580 plus 2960 plus 2850 plus 1000 plus 610 plus 160. It comes out to 8160. Okay. So the average precipitation value according to isoheightal method will be given by this 46400 plus 266400 plus 285000 plus 110000 plus 76250 plus 23200. This whole divided by the total area, that is 8160. Whole area comes out to 8160. So the average precipitation in this case comes out to, this P bar is equal to 98.93 centimeter approximately. Okay, so the value of P bar, it comes out to 98.93 centimeter. This is according to the isoheital method. I hope this is clear to you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. So these were the three methods with which we can find the average precipitation over an area. These were the arithmetic mean method, the Thiessen polygon method, and the isoheital method. These are very simple numericals. If you try to solve on your own, you will be able to do it. Anyway, if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment box. Thank you so much.